There's a version of you that helped you to get here. The version that knew how to show up, how to smile and keep going, even when life felt like it was unraveling behind the scenes. But what happens when that version starts to feel heavy? In today's reset, we're going to talk about what it looks like to honor the parts of you that helped you to survive and then to release them when those parts are no longer serving your healing. Let's get into it. So, have you ever looked at your own reflection and realized, I don't recognize this version of me anymore? It's not because you're lost, it's because you've outgrown who you had to be. There was a time in my life when I was so good at keeping it together. I knew how to perform strength, I knew how to keep my calendar full so I didn't feel empty. I wore resilience like a badge when underneath I was exhausted. What I didn't realize then is that I had built an identity around being dependable, but I had never truly asked myself if I felt safe enough to be vulnerable. I had mastered surviving, but I hadn't learned how to feel safe resting. Letting go of that part of me felt like grief, an act of war even, because she had protected me. That protective layer was keeping me from joy, presence, the softness, and the peace that I also so desperately craved. Sometimes the you that got you through the hardest chapters of your life isn't the you that can carry you through your healing. And it doesn't mean that she's fake. It just means that she's faithful for a season. But survivor energy has a shelf life. You were never meant to stay in hyper functioning mode. You're allowed to evolve. You're allowed to lay down the protector and pick up the nurturer. You're allowed to stop running and finally rest. You're allowed to be soft, but still powerful. Growth means making peace with the parts of you that served a purpose and lovingly releasing them to make space for who you're becoming. So your sweet reset is this. What version of you are you still clinging to, even though she's no longer who you want to be? Ask yourself, what was her role? What does she protect me from? And is she still serving me now? This isn't about erasing her. This is about thanking her and giving yourself permission to move forward. So if this episode touched you deeply, please drop a comment and let us know how you're giving yourself permission to become in this season. Until then, I'll see you Friday for our final episode of this season of the Sweet Reset, where we talk about what happens when healing becomes a return rather than a destination. I'll see you Friday. Wow. Oh, this is so good. I can't believe.